I literally need to ask because I honestly don't know. But I don't know how any of you could go into a polling place and cast a vote for another Democrat ever again after everything you have seen in the last 9 months. Specifically in the last month alone. Like, what is it? What is keeping you engaged with the Democratic Party? Is it the fact that they love to glorify criminals? They love to assassinate conservatives? They love to silence America? How they're all misusing Tylenol? I mean, is it their outfits? Like, what is it? I honestly need to know. I honestly need to know what it is that is keeping some of you engaged with the Democratic Party. They have zero policies. They do nothing but run on anti-Trump, anti-conservative rhetoric. There's not one policy, not one, among all of them. I would absolutely be so embarrassed to be a Democrat right now. Their own favorability rate right now is the lowest it's ever been. Yes, people are catching on. They are leaving the party. I don't even care who else you vote for. Fucking bring back Jill Stein, whoever. But you guys can't logically be voting for Democrats. And if you are, you need to honestly tell me why, because I don't get it.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Democrat Party today because it's a sinking ship. And it's going down fast. It is going down fast. Now, once again, they'll never admit it. They'll never say it out loud, of course. And yeah, I don't expect them to, right? That's just common sense. I would never expect any party that was genuinely sinking to just come out and admit, yeah, we're in trouble. You know, I just, you know, I don't see any, at least on the politician level, right? I don't see any of them admitting that out loud. But the truth remains, every single day, almost every single day now, it's slowed down a little bit, but still, almost on a daily basis, I'm coming across clip after clip of people talking about how either the Democrat Party is Looney Tunes or they're leaving the Democrat Party altogether. It's absolutely bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers. And the numbers bear that out, right? The numbers bear that out. It's not just me scrolling through social media. The voter registration numbers also back that up to prove that this is genuinely happening to the Democrat Party. I forgot exactly what the number was, but since this last election, last November, where Trump was elected, the Democrat Party has lost, I don't know, it was like 1.3 or 1.4 million registered voters. This is just since the last election. It hasn't even been an entire year yet. Hasn't even been a whole year yet. Okay? And then the 4 years before that, it was like 2.4 or 2.3 million registered voters lost, while the Republican Party gained like 2.5 million registered voters. So yeah, the numbers, the registered voter numbers, and those are just registered voter numbers. I believe that that's counted in about 30 different states. So there's other states who don't count those numbers. So you can imagine those numbers are a lot higher than that. But yeah, I got a couple of videos that I want to show you guys. Man, oh man, is it getting ugly for the Democrat Party. Thanks for tuning in as always. Let's dive in.
Did you know that a grand total of 6 Democrats had to vote yes for you to have benefits? That's all it took. Every Republican voted yes for you to get your benefits. And the thing that pisses me off is, as someone that sits very sternly in the middle, it's getting harder and harder for me to even find any light on the left at all anymore, because they legitimately don't care about the American people. And you can disagree. You're allowed to do that. But when you disagree, remember, there's not a Republican on record, on video, saying that they're using your suffering as leverage. Remember that. Remember that. We've got a Democrat, the number 2 speaking Democrat, number 2, mind you, saying that we're using your suffering as leverage. And some of you got the nerve to still sit here and blame Donald Trump and Republicans. Are you okay? You know, Google, again, is free and for everyone. Oh, but I don't use Google. DuckDuckGo then, bitch. You're missing the point. The fact that you can easily search this stuff and you refuse to do so you can, I don't know what, feel better inside your echo chamber of lies, it doesn't make sense to me, and I'm done with it. We're not listening to that anymore, at least on this side. When people in the middle, especially, are seeing more and more just how the left actually is at this point. You pushed me out 15 years ago. At that point, I was pushed out. You've done nothing but demonize people like me and people that look like me since. I'm done with it.
People are tired of the Democrat Party shenanigans, man. Sick of it. And I don't blame them. Because honestly, I'm sick of it too. But, you don't even have to take it from an American citizen, right? You can take it from someone from a completely different country, how bonkers the Democrat Party actually is. Check it out.
Hello, Canadian, living in America. Been here about a year and a half. I have my own little mission on the go where I try to understand the people that hate your current administration the most. And today I have a message specifically for them. Now, I came to America with an open mind. Now, when I moved here, I believed that this country was built on freedom of speech, individuality, and respect for differing opinions. And what I learned pretty quickly is that there is far too many of you that believe that only those freedoms should apply to you and only you. And then within a second of somebody thinking differently than you, you will mock them, you will try to cancel them, and you will shut them out. You can't treat people like garbage and then expect them to stand beside you. That is not how unity works. You say that you're the party of tolerance, but you've also created this culture where if somebody doesn't agree with you, then they're automatically sexist, racist, or uneducated. You say that you're all for inclusion, but you exclude half of the country because they voted differently than you. You preach that you're all about kindness and empathy, but you can also cheer when conservatives lose their jobs or, I don't know, their life. You say that love wins, but you harass and cancel anybody who thinks differently than you. You love to say, my body, my choice for abortions, but then you call people murderers when they don't want to get a vaccine. You say that you need to protect democracy, but you're all for censoring people on social media just because they think differently than you. You scream that you're standing up for women, but you're also changing.
Hold on. I got to rewind her back. Because she is absolutely chefing it up right now. Cooking. Hand her the apron, ladies and gentlemen. Hand Julia Angelica 92. Shout out to Julia Angelica 92 on TikTok. Hand her the apron, ladies and gentlemen, because she is absolutely cooking. Chefing it up. Chefing it up right now. They clapped and laughed when a sitting president was kicked off of social media. Listen, I don't think people understood the significance of that moment. A sitting president. Trump was still the president. Granted, he was on his way out the door, but he was still the sitting president of these United States of America. He was kicked off of social media. And you know what the left did? Clapped and cheered. And that same man that they clapped and cheered about getting banned off of social media, who was the sitting president, just the most powerful human on this planet, the sitting president of the United States, was kicked off of social media, and they clapped and laughed about it. And that same man that was kicked off of social media, they want to call the king now. Claim he's the king now. Make that one make sense, right? Make that make sense. How in the world is that possible? But carry on. Hey, carry on, Julia. Keep on cooking.
Media just because they think differently than you. You scream that you're standing up for women, but you're also changing the definition of woman. You say that you're standing up for women, but you also want men in women's sports. You also want little boys to change in front of little girls. And if you don't agree with that, then you say that people are transphobic. You say that you're fighting for the working class, but you can also mock truckers and farmers and blue-collared workers whenever they think differently than you. You say that no human is illegal, but that is also the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard, because I followed all of the laws and legislation that this country had in place so that I didn't break the law. But you're supporting people who legitimately break the law by coming into the country illegally. You can't claim to be the party of compassion when you're straight up cheering when your political opponents suffer. You can't call yourself the party of tolerance when you shut down anyone who thinks differently than you. You can't say that you're protecting democracy while trying to silence half of your country. As somebody that's new to this country, please let me relay this message for you. You're not losing people because they're brainwashed or extremist. You're losing them because you've forgotten how to listen, you have forgotten basic respect, and you've also forgotten how to disagree without being hateful. And all of this is coming from a newcomer who genuinely believes that you can do better.
Someone from outside the United States can clearly see what's going on with the Democrat Party. These folks can't, they can't learn, they have no idea, zero ability to agree to disagree. That's not even in their vocabulary. They don't even know how to say those words. And it's absolutely mind-boggling because on one hand, they claim to be the love and positivity and all of this other stuff and, acceptance, but all that goes out the window the moment you disagree. The moment that you disagree with them, every bit of that love and positivity crap goes right out the window. And now they're assaulting you. Now they're calling you all types of names. Now they're harassing you. Right? All of that, acceptance, we accept others, blah, blah, blah. All of that goes out the window the moment that you have a different idea. The moment that you have it, and it could come from a Democrat themselves, right? Could say something that's just even remotely, a Republican, idea. And they'll automatically just get labeled a far-right extremist. Just right off the top. As a matter of fact, I showed you guys a clip of a young brother who was basically saying just that. He was like, yo, I should be allowed to criticize my own party. I'm a Democrat. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I was raised a Democrat. Blah, blah, blah. I showed you guys this clip. He was like, just because I criticize a Democrat party doesn't mean I'm Republican. But as much as y'all criticize me and do X, Y, and Z, maybe I should become a Republican. As a matter of fact, you know what? Hey, Republicans, how y'all doing? He said something along those lines. Some of you might remember that clip, right? They're literally so crazy in that party that they push people away, and then they wonder why they continue to lose. They wonder how did we lose to Trump? Well, no shit, Sherlock. You pushed everybody out of your party that had any bit of common sense. And you continue to push people out. So carry on now. Carry on. Keep on pushing people out. We, the truly accepting side, will keep on accepting Democrats into our party. We'll keep accepting the people with common sense into our party. Because the people, for the most part, the people that are coming over from the Democrat Party understand that they can't vote and think exactly the same way that they once did when they were a part of the Democrat Party. There's a different way of thinking, and obviously, I feel like this party is completely different, right? And I said this last year, and I'm gonna let y'all get out of here in just a second. I said this last year. I said the Republican Party is going to look completely different. The people who vote Republican, you're not going to suspect them. It's going to be some people that you be like, oh yeah, you definitely vote Democrat. No, that person votes Republican. There's going to be a completely different type of politicians, right? There's going to be completely different Republican politicians. So the party is going to look different from top to bottom. This is a new Republican Party. Do we still have some rhinos? Absolutely. The Susan Collins, the Lisa Murkowskis, the John Thunes, right? Amongst others. The Mitch McConnells, which Mitch McConnell is retiring anyway. The John Cornyns. We still have some major rhinos in this party. Republicans in name only, if you don't know what rhino stands for. But once we vote those folks out, this party is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, some are going to be a bit difficult, like Susan Collins, that getting rid of her, voting her out is going to be a bit difficult just because of, where she's out of. So some rhinos are going to have to stay if I'm being completely honest. But the more that we can vote out, the better this party will be. And I truly believe that this party will be greater than what it already is, because I feel like it's already pretty great. I might say good, right? The top, Uncle Trump, is great, but the rest, we got John Thune, who I'm not a fan of, Mike Johnson, who I'm not the biggest fan of either. If we could get some different, I think if we got different leadership in the House and in the Senate, we'd be absolutely cooking. We will be absolutely cooking. Granted, we're doing okay now, but we will be absolutely cooking if we got some different leadership. But as always, y'all get in the comments and let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all of this. Stay safe. Peace and love. I'm out.